girl excitedly calls the guy she likes, her heart racing with anticipation. But when he picks up, she unexpectedly hears a woman's voice in the background. Heartbroken, she hangs up the phone. What led to this moment was all just a simple misunderstanding. He was a young guy chasing his startup dream, totally broke. Then he fell for a junior assistant at an investment firm. He asked her for her number, but instead, she handed him her boss Alice's business card. From that day on, he called the number on that card every single day. They talked, and before long, feelings started to grow between them. While they were in the middle of their online romance, Alice, who was head of investments, kept helping him with his business. They made a promise. Once his startup succeeded, they'd finally meet in person. Not long after, with Alice's help, he landed a huge investment from the firm and launched his own company, now worth hundreds of millions. Finally, the day of their long-awaited meeting arrived. He called her over and over again, but she had rushed out for an urgent errand and left her phone at home, so she missed every single call. Heartbroken, he drank way too much. Then, stumbling drunk, he went to her company building, hoping to find her. That's when he spotted the junior assistant heading inside. He'd always thought she was the Alice he'd been talking to all those months, so he followed her all the way to her apartment. When she first saw him at her door, Wendy had no idea what was happening. Then it hit her, he'd mistaken her for Alice. At first she wanted to pull away. After all, they were practically strangers. But then she remembered, this poor guy she'd once overlooked was now worth hundreds of millions. And just like that, she let herself get swept up in the moment. Back at home, Alice listened to the voice messages he'd left her. Each one was filled with love and longing, her heart full of hope. She called him back. Half asleep, he fumbled for his phone. But just as he answered, Wendy, lying beside him, spoke up. Hearing her voice, Alice froze, then hung up immediately. A wave of loss crashed over her. The next morning, he woke up with a goofy, lovesick grin, thinking he'd finally gotten everything he'd ever wanted. He gifted Wendy 5% of his company stock, still convinced she was the one who'd stood by him through it all. Wendy, she knew full well he had the wrong girl, but she said nothing. Later, she headed to work with a satisfied smile.